Welcome to It Takes Two. I'm Blair.
I'm Chris.
And today we'll be talking about Married at First Sight, Season 17, The Reunion, Part 1.
We're not going to keep you waiting. Blair, walk us through it. Listen here. If you ain't subscribed now, we don't need you. Okay, let's go, Blair.
We got to get down to business today.
Let's go.
So we have our host, Kevin Frazier.
Shout out to Kevin, man. You did a great job last night, man.
Yeah, the entire cast is on stage.
Mm-hmm.
And he's asking who's keeping in touch with the guys and the girls. The guys don't really talk that much except for, who was it? Austin and Michael. The girls, they have been in contact to the point that they're all wearing pink in solidarity of each other in women empowerment. Except for Chloe.
Wait a minute. Why didn't they bring Chloe into the women power thing?
Well, Chloe said that she's not in the pink because they formed this early bond, and Chloe came in later. She says that she's happy that they're standing up for women empowerment, though. I think Chloe is just like, I'm not going to be lumped in with y'all bitter betties. Y'all look crazy.
But wait a minute. Women power. This is a Married at First Sight. This is Married at First Sight. This is a show about marriage
and relationships.
This is a show about being together. Why is this pink Power Rangers on one side of my screen talking about women empowerment? That right there already let me know. Oh boy, we are in for it tonight.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Kevin says this is the first season that the spouses or the exes aren't sitting next to each other. And it was funny. Well, not funny, but
funny.
I noticed that when we went to see everyone's names, they were saying ex-husband, ex-wife, ex-husband, ex-wife. Mm-hmm. And I was like, geez, this is awful. Mm-hmm. Kevin asked, why is there tension? Because clearly they can all feel it on the stage.
Okay.
Emily said that people hid and ran away from their problems. They haven't taken accountability. And basically with Cameron and Brennan, she's talking about them not taking accountability for their lies. Mm-hmm. Emily says that after the marriage, he pulled Claire to the side and said that he wasn't attracted, throwing Cameron under the bus. Mm-hmm. The ladies feel that they've been lied to and silenced.
Yeah, keep going.
Kevin asked, did you work to deceive this process by deleting or not showing things? Asking Brennan.
Yeah.
Brennan says, no, we just live private lives. Kevin says, You can't live a private life on public TV.
Come on, Kevin.
Brennan says that they wanted to take control of their stories and came up with a plan so that way they both can look good.
Okay.
Brennan says that the ladies were fine with it. Now they have an issue. They could have just said no. Stop
right there. How about try to live married?
Let that be the focus.
You worried about how you look. You're worried about, I have a private life and things of that nature. Then why did you sign up for the show? No one made him sign up for the show. So far, your thoughts, Blair. I have a lot, but I'm going to let you go.
I mean, so far, I'm appreciating Kevin not letting people slide by with their little comments. Mm-hmm. Like, no, you cannot have a private life on public television. Mm-hmm. And I do agree with Brennan. Why didn't the ladies just say no? I really am not convinced that all these men are master manipulators.
No, they're not.
Like, I just have a hard time believing that.
No, just so I can, let me lay down my opening statement before we get into this hour-and-a-half long reunion. I don't believe any of these people. I don't believe any of these people. Not one. You get what I'm saying? Even down to Chloe. At first, I didn't believe Chloe, and now Chloe's coming out as the knight in shining armor out of everybody because everybody is just weird. You get what I'm saying? So let's start off with this. Everybody wearing pink, right? Don't be surprised. You heard it from here first. Don't be surprised if these women are going to business with each other. They may start a podcast. They may start a YouTube show. They may do something together to the point where they will expose or basically tell, the truth behind season of Married at First Sight, whatever season it is, right? Because it's very hard for me to believe that y'all would basically coordinate your clothes but not coordinate your stories. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? So off that alone, you basically could have just said, yeah, we all just decided to wear pink because, we all just called each other and we just decided to wear pink. That's normal. But once you try to put a little sauce to it, saying this is for women empowerment. This is for, the women who are silenced and things of that nature. Going to Emily, whenever Emily was talking or when Emily was talking in these scenes, you realize that she wasn't speaking only for her marriage.
No.
None of these women...
Everybody's taking on everybody else's issues.
All of these women, at some point of whenever there was asked a question, were speaking for someone else. So she says Brennan and Austin, or Cam and like it's like it was never independent. So that already lets me know that y'all have a script and y'all following it. I do believe that maybe the men came up with a plan. Who says? Who cares about who came up with the plan? But the whole point is that y'all went with it. Everybody is a, what's the word? Participant. Thank you, taboo partner. Right? It's a participant in the downfall of this season. The fact that Emily was like, no one's taking accountability. At one point throughout the reunion, Kevin asked in the middle of the reunion, is y'all gonna take accountability for anything?
Right. Talking to the women.
But let's continue. I'm jumping ahead. Let's go.
Yeah. Becca said it felt like the men were trying to strategize how to look good and to get an online following.
Now stop right there. You're married to Austin.
But you're speaking for all the men.
You're speaking for all the men. But continue on with the script. I'm liking this show.
Kevin asked Orion if he came to get married. Orion says yes. Lauren says that he said he wanted to highlight his Native American community and showcase the indigenous people. Orion says, oh, the lies.
That right there,
I didn't even believe him when he said that. I was like, here he go about to say a whole bunch of BS. He said, I said that I've never had a platform like this. Okay. And he's excited because he gets to document this story with his wife, and it will be their story at the end.
That makes no sense, Orion. I'm not
a whole bunch of word salad. Whatever, Orion.
I'm not believing you, brother.
You're not even answering the question. So I believe Lauren.
I don't believe the fact that, like, Orion, you came off as a weirdo the minute that you want to divorce 5 to 10 days in. You get what I'm saying? So, I don't believe Orion at all in this point. Lauren, I do believe you in this situation when it came to his motive, but I just find it very strange that you want to do all these things about the platform you have and how you want to represent your people, but you're married. The way you represent your people is by staying on the show. You wanted to leave the show. Dude, you get what I'm saying, Blair?
Yeah.
Like, he wanted to leave the show. So you represent your people by actually, like, you know what?
But I think it's because he felt when Lauren said what she said about the Native American people, he had to stand up for his whole community. So, and make her pay.
Sure. But my thing is, it's not about making her pay. Like, you educate, right? You educate the person that was wrong. Like Lauren made a wrong joke. You get what I'm saying? She misspoke. So you educate. That's the door opening if you want to educate and use your platform for what it's really for. If you want to use, if we go speak on that term, that, you know, that even the Washington football team changed their name from that term. So you educate and you stay on the show. Now you're viewed as the guy who was on the show for less than a week that left, that's basically causing all this trouble. We don't be happy when, like, we see you, and truth be told, we don't even see you as, like, your heritage first. So, like, you failed even in both cases. So it don't even matter.
He don't even deserve this conversation. No. Moving on. Austin says that he came to get married.
No, you didn't, Austin.
Apparently, he would plug in cameras to talk about some of their off-camera disagreements. Yeah. And Austin made it clear that, well, the reason I did that is basically so we could capture the totality of our relationship. So that way they could see some of the things that we weren't discussing. So I really don't know how Becca was trying to play getcha gotcha in that moment. I don't know.
Well, this is what I don't understand about these people. These people don't even know how to find boyfriends and girlfriends or husbands and wives on their own. They trying to use a process to find their soulmate and things of that nature. So if you can't even find your soulmate on your own, why do I think you can produce a show on your own? All these people got married and all of them became producers of Married at First Sight.
Crazy.
And then this is what happened when y'all produced the show. It is the worst season of Married at First Sight. People are calling for the cancellation of the show. They are trying to put Pastor Cal, Dr. Pepper, Dr. P. They trying to put them out of a job because they were like, this season was so bad that this show does not need to be on the air anymore. This is what happened. If you just would have came in and focused on being married, this wouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
But continue.
And Kevin told him plainly, if you try to deceive the process, you're going to lose in the end, which they all did. Yeah. It's all about going through the authentic experience that's been set up for you by the people who are paid to set it up. Now, not to say that you're going to stay married, but at least it wouldn't have been this type of ish show.
Yeah.
So Emily says that Cameron was basically the planner of all of this.
Okay. Now you realize Emily said this, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Cameron pulled the women aside to strategize. Lauren and Claire confirmed this.
Okay.
Cameron said that this is his first experience being gaslit.
Okay.
He gives context that on the wedding night, Claire and him talked about what they would like in a partner.
Yeah.
And he got what he wanted, but apparently Claire didn't. Mm-hmm. The second night of the honeymoon, Claire admitted that she was in love with her boyfriend.
Of course, she denies all of that. What is your thoughts so far on the beginning part of this master planning story, Blair?
I don't know. At this point, I'm over everybody. I mean, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if Claire said that. At the same time, I wouldn't be surprised if Cameron's making it up. I don't think he's making it up, but I don't know what to think. What about you?
I think Claire's lying.
Okay.
I think Claire's lying through her face because she's trying to reverse. Because the show been on for over 23 weeks. You get what I'm saying? So that's basically half the year. So she think we forgot how she was acting towards him when they first got married.
Yeah, she never wanted this man.
She acting like she was so in love with this guy and showing basically like affection and all these things. She was coming to the women basically like, how do I show him affection and things like that? They were like, just touch him.
Yeah.
So, like, I remember the early episodes and things of that nature. Now, the fact that y'all having this conversation, or even if Cameron came and had this whole plan in the beginning, at the end of the day, you went with it. So, like, I'm not even on, like, who started it. I'm on, like, you collaborated and went with the plan.
Yeah.
Like, the plan doesn't work unless there is a willing participant in it. So, I do believe she told Cameron that I'm in love with my ex-boyfriend or boyfriend at the time and things of that nature. And she probably was still with him, for all we know. Who knows? But continue.
Cameron said that she was effing somebody. Claire says he's lying.
Okay.
Cameron said you slept with him prior to the honeymoon. Claire says that this guy was from a year before filming, but it just didn't work out. Cameron explained that he wanted someone tall and slender. Somehow Claire heard that as he wasn't attracted to her. So whenever Claire is asked about the attraction piece, she always says he was never attracted to me. But Cameron clarifies he wanted someone tall and slender. And Claire, based off of that, she didn't feel like she was his type, but she thinks that they should have never talked about attraction. Claire said that she was attracted to him at the wedding. Cameron says that Claire was scared of the optics, and she asked him to come up with a plan about why they couldn't be together because they both knew early on it wasn't going to work.
Okay.
Claire says, well, when you're controlled, you go along with it.
Stop right there. Your thoughts.
I'm just like, how do you allow a stranger you just met to control you? I just find that very odd. Like, you can sit up here and say like, oh, I don't want him to kiss me. I don't want him to touch me. I don't want to go with him to the hospital when he's sick. So you're well enough and aware to know the level of engagement that you want to have with this person. But you just follow along with the things they want to say because they're controlling you. If he was controlling you, then you probably would have gave up the booty, which is what he wanted. But I don't think he was controlling you.
A lot of y'all, listen here, a lot of y'all forgot about that.
He was pressing that.
He was pressing about the booty. He was pressing about the booty. Now,
and she sure wasn't controlled to give that up.
Now, stop right there for a second, right? Because there's a lot of things that are being said and things that are not being said, right? What do you mean by controlled? Like when women say I'm being controlled, there are so many gray areas that's right there. That is basically, she won't put a language to it. She let us define the language, right? Whenever I hear these type of words, these type of lingo, when it comes to control, it usually come from DV. You get what I'm saying? Like some type of
abuse.
There we go, right? So I'm like, what do you mean by controlled? Like, what are you trying to allege to? Because you can't allege to me that he controlled you by suggesting an idea. You can't put it in my mind that he controlled you by saying, let's do this. It has to be a or else.
Right.
That's the only, because the or else got to be more powerful than you know. So I'm like, what is the or else that Cam, Brennan, Austin, Michael, Michael, I'm sorry, I got to lump you in there, Orion, right? What is the or else that they was holding over your head that you had to go along with this plan that was so bad that you said, okay, I do it. What do you think it is, Blair? Because I don't think there is one.
I think they all had a common interest of wanting to look as best as they could on camera. I think everyone did. And I think that's normal to want. I mean, these people have jobs, families, friends. I mean, they have to live and operate in this world. So I doubt anybody would want to come on here and to be seen as a terrible person. So I can understand having conversations about, okay, what do we want to talk about? What do we not want to talk about? But it comes to the point where people are like, fabricating scenes and conversations and all these types of things, and that they're saying that they're going along with, but they don't really want to do. I mean, I just find it hard to believe that all of these women just wanted to go along with the plan just because it was their husband, but this is a stranger. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't believe it.
Listen, so it's just hard because I'm like, to your point, Blair, if you want to look good, y'all definitely failed at that.
Yeah.
Like, so I'm like, y'all probably would have looked better if y'all just would have just like try to be married.
Yeah.
Try to like each other. Try to find attraction and things of that nature. But let's keep going. We still in the beginning of the reunion.
Yeah. Well, Kevin poses a question to Michael about pretty much what does he think about all of this. Yeah. And Michael thinks it's heartbreaking for basically seeing the hate between all these people.
Yeah.
Kevin asked Becca, why were you in cahoots with this strategizing? Why did y'all agree? Becca wishes that she wouldn't have gone along with it because she doesn't know at this point what's real or what's fake. Austin thought that they were a team and they were going to go through it the way that they were most comfortable with, which to me makes sense. Like, we kind of get on even playing field about what we feel comfortable with sharing. Austin said that he was attracted to her at one point, but not anymore.
Okay, stop right there. He was attracted to her, but not anymore. What happened between the time you had attraction to the time now you don't have attraction? Especially when we're going to see the next couple scenes with just them two and things of that nature, where he's going in her dressing room crying.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And all this time you telling me you wanted to be married, but the attraction went away that fast? It kind of goes back to our theory in the beginning of the series that a lot of y'all said, respect, he don't like this woman. That's basically what we kept saying throughout this whole time. So my whole thing is, Becca, you don't know what's real. You don't know what's fake. Becca already exposed some things during the after party about, Emily cheating and things of that nature. And my thing is, I wish I could feel bad for Becca, but I'm like, the minute that you are in cahoots, perfect word that Kevin Fager said about the minute you agree to go along with it, guess what? You can't play in the dirt and not get dirty. Like you're guilty just as well. Yeah. Austin is listen, because I'm going in on the women, talk about how they strategize and how they said they was control. Doesn't mean I'm absolving the men at all. The men deserve everything they got coming towards them. I said it from episode 1. I say it to episode 35. Cameron is a weirdo, okay? And just because he's telling the truth here or possibly telling the truth here doesn't mean that I'm like, you're the good guy.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Let's keep going, Blair.
So we get to Cameron and Claire's segment.
Yeah.
Cameron and Claire felt on the wedding night the marriage would be good.
Okay.
At the wedding, Claire was hopeful and attracted to him.
Okay.
The day after the wedding, he said he wanted someone tall and slender, and he didn't get that.
Okay.
Claire, from that point on, built a wall so that she could protect herself. She said he was saying passive-aggressive stuff, like, I didn't know you were here, when she woke up in the morning, and she felt invisible. And we did see him say that.
That's wild, though. I ain't gonna hold you. Like, what do you mean you didn't know I was here?
Cameron says that, I believe I hurt your feelings, but I don't know why you're not telling the truth. He said that he asked for European slender, which is not much different than what she said. Okay. She asked for 30 minutes, what did he mean by that? She was under the impression that he was calling her like a flat butt lady.
Oh, okay.
But my thing is, Cameron, let me finish this and then we'll get back.
Go ahead, Blair. Go ahead.
So we see the clip of Cameron saying that he was really attracted to Claire when he was talking to the guys. And Claire said that wasn't their experience off the bat being attracted to each other when she was talking to the women on the honeymoon.
Now, good thing Kevin showed that, because Claire's whole point or her argument is Cameron told me he was not attracted to me, that he wasn't attracted to me. So good callback to that scene of him basically saying, I'm attracted to her. But go ahead.
Yeah. Cameron is saying that he did tell Claire that he was attracted to her, but she's shaking her head saying he never did. Cameron would give her compliments, but she didn't like the compliments he would give. He was saying stuff like, I like your butt. But she was feeling like these are just compliments that any man would say, not something I guess she believes a husband would say. We see the clip where Cameron said, divorce. Claire said separate. They both agreed that this was a plan for them to go in and have this scene. And Cameron says that it was always on him to follow the plan. Basically, Claire would never take the lead when they had agreed on something and it was time to execute. Kevin said you both were part of the deception and ended up screwing yourselves.
Stop right there because we said a lot right
now.
Okay. So, Cameron says, or Claire said that Cam says that I like your booty. I like the feel on your booty.
Can I start from before that?
Go ahead, Blair.
I want to start from the point to where they're having this miscommunication about Claire saying that Cameron said he wasn't attracted to her, and Cameron saying, I said I wanted European slender.
Help me.
And then my thing is that, Cameron, I think that the way that you talk,
come on.
You can sometimes leave things up for interpretation. Like the things that she was saying, the passive aggressive comments. That's why I didn't like Cam at the beginning, because I'm like, why is he saying these things? Why is he acting this way? Why is he not acting interested in her? When it came to him leaving her like at the airport and not making sure she was good, like there was no care or consideration there, to the point where we at the beginning was saying like, is this just like something he's checking off his bucket list, because he was talking about a bucket list of things he wanted to do in his life, being on TV and doing something crazy. So yeah, Cameron, I think you can hold some accountability for the fact that maybe you wanted to have some doubt placed in Claire's head. Maybe you wanted to mess with her. I mean, I don't know. It didn't come across that you really wanted her to feel supported and comfortable in the relationship. It seemed like there was always a little bit of keeping her on edge. Now, you go ahead and go into your thing, because I did want to talk about the compliments, and well, I guess I'll go ahead and say it.
No,
sorry,
you already talking.
I said it, I would take it back. But no, I think with the compliments, that's something that needed to be communicated. If Claire wasn't feeling the type of compliments, even though I feel like that's kind of like picky and petty.
I don't think so though.
But I kind of do, because I feel like you don't know this man and he's communicating with you in the best way he knows how, which is kind of trash. But I'm like, that's worth a conversation. Y'all don't know each other. And I feel like Claire, rather than having conversations and trying to gain clarity with him, I feel like she just gathered the information and created whatever story in her head and went with that, rather than actually confronting an issue. But Cameron doesn't help with the way he talks. So
Cam is somebody who believes he's a genius. So he speaks condescendingly. He talks as if he's the smartest one in the room, as if he's trying to prove that he's the smartest one in the room. So to your point, I think he does that on purpose, just so he can have wiggle room to say, that's not what I meant.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So when he did speak to her and things of that nature, remember, all we saw in the beginning of this season and things of that nature at the honeymoon and even slightly after the honeymoon was him being horny. Was him basically being a guy talking about, I want sex. Him basically being a guy talking about, like, I want to basically, like, sleep with her, and she's not touching me, and she's not sleeping with me. So because she's not sleeping with me, I don't know if she's attracted to me. Do you see how those are two extremes?
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So he's giving these type of compliments. He giving these type of things of like, oh, I like your booty. That sounds like somebody who just wants to sleep with somebody.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So I feel like Cameron never met her on a human normal level. It was always extreme. So even his little thing of saying, she said that you are basically saying that you like my booty, and that compliment can be given by anybody. And that's when he said, but your husband? And like, just because it's coming from you, which is practically a stranger, does it mean that you're like really into me? You know, so that's why I'm like, Cameron always had a problem with how he communicated and how he came off to Claire.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So I'm 100% behind Claire on this part when it came down to basically he talk about the compliments, the way he talks and things of that nature. But exactly like Kevin going to point out to, hey, look, y'all two puppet masters. Y'all messed it up.
Yeah.
For yourselves and potentially for the whole cast.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? But go ahead, continue.
Cameron said that there was a moment after they said divorce that he wondered if they maybe threw things away probably too quickly. Kevin asked, would you like to try again? Cameron said that he would like to start fresh with an opportunity to try again.
Stop right there. So throughout this whole time, you called Claire basically a puppet master. They both throwing shots at each other, talk about they are the puppet master, the other person's the puppet master, and I am the puppet and things like that. And she's a liar. She gaslights you. She's not honest. She doesn't have no integrity. She's all these things. But yet you're like, I'm willing to try again with this person. What? Okay, you lost me there, Cam.
Yeah, I don't believe Cameron. That just kind of like threw me for a loop. I was like, you've been dragging this lady for like a minute now and exposing her and all this type of stuff. So what reason do you have to want to be with her?
What's going on? And mind you, throughout this whole time, they are every time one would say something, Claire would be like, oh my God, that's not the truth. And whenever Claire would say something, Cam would do like a little laugh, a little smirk, like, oh, I'm being gaslit now. This is the first time I ever have been gaslit in my life. I don't believe none of y'all. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? Maybe y'all need to be together so y'all don't have to, like, sour anybody else.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Because it was completely uncalled for what y'all did to each other first in this season of Married at First Sight.
Yeah. So Claire says that if he would have came here today truthful and taken accountability, maybe, but she doesn't know who he is. He called her a sociopath and a few weeks ago actually tried to get back together with her. She said if strategy wasn't a part of this, then maybe we could have made things work. Claire doesn't have enough trust or feels that he's deserving of another chance. Claire feels in every conversation she feels manipulated. She thinks he's condescending and controlling. And pretty much they're both ready to put this behind them and let it go.
Was this the scene where they was talking about, or was it later, where they was talking about Claire being asked not to come to the hospital and she was like, I tried, or things like that, or like, is that later? I
think it was later.
Do you remember what I'm talking about?
Barely.
Okay. There was a part in the show to where y'all seen that whole throughout the season where Claire was like, oh my goodness, I am so concerned about Cameron. I'm so concerned about Cameron, but Cameron don't want to do that.
Yeah, and they asked, like, did you go visit him?
Cam said that she kept canceling. Right? Cam said that she kept canceling and that's why he just told her, like, don't come. She said that's not true. So now y'all can't even come to a simple decision on what's the truth and what's not the truth. How do I know in this moment y'all not still lying to both of us right now for TV? You get what I'm saying? Y'all can't even come to an agreement on what's the truth about health.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So throw both of y'all away. Kevin, I love that Kevin's the host because he knows exactly when to cut it off and be like, we ain't gonna get nowhere. Let's move on. And things like that. Let's go.
Yeah, well, Cameron thinks it sucks that she's been dragging him along. Kevin asked him to move forward and ask where they're at in life. Pretty much Claire's about to graduate with her master. She's seeing someone new. And even Kevin stops her then. Why didn't you just say that to him? Basically, why y'all always got to make everything so complicated? You dating somebody now.
Exactly.
Why not just say that? And she said she didn't think he deserved to know that. Okay. What does it matter, Claire? What does it matter? Claire,
I hope if you're still trying to be a therapist or a counselor, things like that, change your profession, please.
Oh, goodness.
Please change it. Because you're on TV lying. I don't know how this helped you. I don't know how this helped anybody who's going to see you. Hopefully you change. Hopefully you change the error of your ways because you look crazy.
Yeah. Well, Cameron started a new job in finance.
Okay.
He agrees that they've been through a lot. He does hope the best for her. And she felt that Claire gets into this thing to where she just be saying words. And she said she felt she was getting glimpses of his core. She doesn't think he's a horrible human being. I thought you said you didn't know the man.
Keep going.
She wishes him the best and is letting go of the past.
Here's the thing. Y'all both liars. So obviously the word controlling is the word for tonight. You get what I'm saying? They are going to keep saying controlled. Because if I can say you controlling me, that takes away my accountability that I played into all of this. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? Let's keep going.
Moving on to Becca and Austin.
Yeah.
Kevin asked her a question about what's real, what's not. She can't differentiate the two. She was in a pact of it's us versus everyone else.
Marriage, basically.
Talking about marriage. Then the teamwork misaligned when he started to lie to her. We see a clip of them kissing and laughing.
Yeah.
They both agree that that moment was real. At times, it was hard for Austin to express how he felt about Becca. Austin says that he was himself the whole time, but he was exhausted with filming because the days were long and it took a lot of energy.
Now, go back up slightly because Becca, I'm about to catch you. He lied when?
Honestly, I feel like Austin was always lying. Like, I get what she's saying about like the strategizing or whatever the case may be, but you were going along with it, so I kind of put that in the wash. But I'm saying like him lying about whether he vapes or not, or him not wanting to confront issues because he doesn't want to get into, like, all those petty little lies are annoying. So that I can understand.
I took that as he lied the day after decision day. And things like that.
She left it up to
interpretation. I'm trying to do the timeline here because I'm trying to say, she basically said like, yeah, I don't know what was real and things like that. And what did he say? About basically she couldn't see what was real or not, and that she was in a pact. Basically, it's us, and basically we was married.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying? And that the teamwork basically fell apart when you lied. But I'm like, y'all already had y'all decision day.
No, you're right, because she does later on and go to say that the nail in the coffin was when he lied about the producer. Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, wait a minute now. You skipped the whole 23 weeks.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Don't just jump to the end and basically be like, it didn't work, or basically he is who he is because he lied. What part did you play, Becca, in all 23 weeks of this? You get what I'm saying? To cause this confusion. It just can't. Now, here, this is not me defending Austin, because Austin's just as weird as Cam. You get what I'm saying? But there is something to Blair's point about if you're just doing these little petty lies, like, people would be like, why are you lying like this for? For one, you're not even transparent and open, and now you're just lying just to lie. Like, is this a sport to you? But let's keep going.
Well, there were certain things they didn't want to talk about on camera.
Okay.
Austin wasn't trying to avoid intimacy.
Liar.
The sexual connection wasn't happening at the same rate as him for her. And Kevin said there was no rate because it never happened.
It never happened.
What are you talking about? Austin says adding pressure and anxiety to it, it's hard to get into that mental state.
Okay.
Becca heard at the after party that there was a 3 to 6 month rule that Austin had, and then we get to see a clip of it. And she's pretty much saying, if I would have known there was a timeline, I could have set myself up to be mindful of that. But I kept asking you, and you wouldn't even give me that. He kept saying he wanted to work towards it. There was even a moment where they were fully clothed and hugging, where he pushed her off and called her a horny girl. For her, it was more about intimacy and not just about sex.
What was your thoughts about that?
My thoughts were, Austin, if this is really how you feel about sex, I wish you had more and better words, because it is just not convincing.
I even go further. If this is how you really felt about sex, don't sign up for Married at First Sight. Don't sign up for a show that the experts is going to push consummating your marriage.
Yeah.
That's what they do for every season. You get what I'm saying?
But my thing is, like, Austin, if it really takes you that long to get to that point with somebody, even somebody that you're married with, a reason would be nice. An explanation, a little bit of insight, a nugget of truth for us to hang our hat on to say that makes sense.
That's fair.
Now, if you're not giving us anything and just saying it takes you that long, there's a big question mark of why. What is it? Is it her? Is it something in your past? And you are just refusing to give us the nugget. I feel like there has to be something there. It can't be nothing.
I also feel like Becca is telling the truth 85% here. I feel like she said it just wasn't about sex, but it was about intimacy. I also believe it was about sex too.
But I also agree with the intimacy part, because Austin, for the longest, was always cracking jokes. Like, even
he's goofy.
Yeah, and I could understand during the honeymoon, like, just wanting to enjoy each other and enjoy the time with each other.
Facts.
But when they got home, I think they were playing some game together, and she was trying to ask him questions during the game, and he was saying later, we'll talk about that later, and stuff like that. And even to the point of him pushing her off, calling her a horny girl while they're hugging. To me, it sounds like another one of his jokes. But it's just like what's wrong with you? Like, why can't you have a normal conversation?
What's wrong with you, Austin?
Like, why can't you talk to me regular? So yeah.
Let's keep going.
Becca asked him multiple times. We talked about that. Austin felt that they did have emotional intimacy. They kissed, they made out, they did things in the bedroom. He said that it takes a while for him to fully want to give himself to someone.
What do you mean you did things in the bedroom, Austin?
He don't want to tell us.
What are some things in the bedroom? Did you receive something? Did you give something? You get what I'm saying? Here's the thing about that. I heard theories of why he didn't want to fully go through with it. But at the end of the day, Blair's point stands true and true. Closed mouths don't get fed. And we are not going to baby a grown man at that to speak up. You get what I'm saying? If it makes you uncomfortable, because even looking at it, I could be like, Becca, you like just relax, chill out. But Austin needs to be the one to be like, hey, I don't want to do it. Sex is off the table or whatever. Give a reason, because you're grown and grown people talk. Just going around saying what you, because that's what he kept doing, which make it worse, which I can see it from the woman's perspective. You keep giving empty promises.
Keep saying you're going to try. We're working on it.
So by doing that, you keep giving her hope, and by giving her hope consistently, you consistently letting her down. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, he thought that they were getting there, but then there was a wedge that was put there.
And now he's lying.
Austin thought the wedge was the questions and the pressure about having sex. Becca said the wedge was him going out with the producer and lying about it.
And I wouldn't say that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that.
The wedge was way sooner than that.
The wedge was like episode, 6? You know what I'm saying?
Austin didn't think going out with a producer would be an issue. He acknowledges he made a mistake and he's sorry. Still, that doesn't answer the question, why did you lie about it?
Yeah. No, he thinks that's the answer. He thinks I lied because I thought it wouldn't be an issue. But it goes back to, you asked the same question again. Then why lie about it?
Yeah.
Because here's the thing about it, Blair. I think you hit it. He's a liar. You get what I'm saying? It's not, when you say lies like this, it's no matter what you do, it's who you are. You get what I'm saying?
That's it.
And who you are is what you do. So he's a liar. You get what I'm saying? So he just lies. Hey, were you out with so-and-so? No, I wasn't out with that. I was just out with Brendan. He said he was out celebrating Decision Day. Mind you, I think they said yes to each other on Decision Day.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And he was celebrating Decision Day with the producer, not his wife.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? And he thought it wouldn't be a big deal, but it's so much not a big deal that he lied about it. It's just who he is.
Yeah.
He lies. You know what I'm saying? For someone who says about, you are, I think she said she's Jewish or something like that, or things of that nature.
She's Jewish.
She's Jewish and he's Christian and he's basically
but she's also agnostic or something, or atheist, something like
whatever
that.
she is. For someone who's basically, at one point, religion was a big topic that he was trying to put on her and things of that nature. Allegedly, he said, well, I see you in hell, or basically, I won't see you in hell. You over here lying about this little stuff, man?
Yeah, but that's back to the thing to where I think Austin lies to not have confrontation. And that doesn't make it any better. Just because you figure, she might be mad about this, so I'm just say no. And then it's just like, okay, but you're lying. That makes it 10 times worse. Like, did you not learn this as a kid?
And then confrontation comes faster.
Yes.
Come on, let's go.
So Becca was suffering.
Yeah.
Becca says that Austin said he wanted to say yes on Decision Day, and they'd figure it out later. Austin says that he wanted another wedding.
Okay.
Becca says she doesn't think that they were great partners together, and he still has a lot of growing to do.
Growing up to do at that. He's a child.
Yes.
But let's keep going.
Becca felt whoever was around he'd want to appease, and it wouldn't always be her. She wants someone who doesn't lie to her. She knows she's not the person for him, and she thinks he knew it all along. And she would like for him to just say that so she can be relieved a little bit and move on. But Austin is still sticking to the fact that he wasn't relieved by the relationship ending. He wanted things to work with her, but he just didn't do the best job.
Austin, I don't believe nothing you say out your mouth, bro. I really don't. But let's keep going.
Becca still doesn't trust Austin.
Me neither.
She'll need to see maybe 2 to 3 years down the line when the cameras go away how he really is as a person, because she can't tell.
Stop right there. What do that mean? Are you going to be around for 2-3 years, Becca?
I feel like she might. I feel like she's going to stay in contact with this man. Austin would like to have a conversation after the reunion, just to temperature check, make sure they're in a good space. And Kevin says, well, we haven't gotten to the bottom of this. This was y'all's opportunity.
Listen here. Kevin is basically...
Y'all rap.
I love it.
Y'all done for the day.
I love it. Because you know why? Kevin is basically saying, what y'all wanted, I'm going to give y'all. To the point where I'm going to give y'all the platform. Y'all care about the optics. Y'all get to actually explain and actually come off how y'all want to come off. And even when they have all the power to do so, they still doesn't get to they don't get to the bottom of anything.
No.
And Kevin was like, oh, okay, spotlight's over. Let's go. Get them off. You get what I'm saying? So at the end of all of this, she's talking about, I got to see how he is 2-3 years later. Becca, are you still going to be around? Austin, what are you talking about? Like, you tried your best. No, you didn't. Like, we watched the whole season. We reviewed the whole season. Subscribe, like, share, comment. I said that for 23 weeks. You know what I'm saying? Like you
since last year, y'all.
Like you're lying. But continue.
Austin didn't like that.
No.
He says he was being honest and he doesn't appreciate being questioned for his honesty.
Stop right there. Then fight him then. I dare you. Throw a punch at Kevin. Okay?
Kevin says, look, I asked these questions to give you guys the opportunity to put everything out on the table.
I love it.
Goodbye. That's it. That's all. Get up off the couch.
He said it perfectly. He said, you think I just got these cue cards and that people are telling me what to say? He said, I watched the show.
Yeah.
I followed the process. I'm in the process.
I'm part of this process that y'all try to deceive.
And that's why I like the fact, because at first I was like, bring Keisha on since Keisha been part of it. Right? But my thing is, I like that Keisha didn't do it. I said keep her on the after party because she has been able to, through the after parties, garner some type of relationship with the people on the cast.
Right.
So I don't want to say I don't trust because she's very professional. She's very great at her job. But I like to see someone that they haven't been talking to week by week, who's been with the process, following the process, and basically feel just as involved. They'd be like, hey, I don't like you questioning my honesty, bro. I've been watching the show.
Yeah.
No one's feeding me these questions and things of that nature to where I'm just reading things off the cue card. Get off my set.
Yeah.
Austin, get off our set. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, and there was only one thing I really wanted to say about that.
Go ahead.
Is I think that Austin does have a people pleaser issue. And I think maybe that might be his ultimate issue of why he be lying the way he be lying. And also, like she says, he wants to appease whoever he's around. And if I'm not around, then I'm not the one he's trying to appease. And that is not going to make for any good relationship, any good marriage. So hopefully Austin can figure that out so he can be more of somebody with a backbone. I don't know how else to say it.
A man.
So.
A man.
Yeah.
Hopefully you fix that so you can be a man. I said it. And now he in the back in Becca's room crying.
Yeah. Hugging.
What's going on here?
Thanking her for not being too hard on him.
What's going on here? Continue. Let's move on. We got a lot to do.
Oh, man. We've got Chloe and Michael next.
Okay.
Michael's first impression was that she was a sweet woman, and this was the type of woman he was hoping for.
Liar. Let's keep going.
Chloe was really just trying to take it all in. She was extremely nervous at the beginning. Chloe decided to go home early in the process at one point when she wanted to kind of just do a reset.
Yeah.
Michael acknowledges that she's more of an introvert. He picked up that this process was probably more draining for her. He wanted her to feel supported. Chloe said that she actually needed to hear him say, don't go. And Kevin was the one who asked the question, did you want him to ask you to stay? Would that have changed the outcome of things? And she said that's probably exactly what she needed to hear.
No, when he said don't go, he talking about like don't go in the marriage or don't go in that moment when she was trying to go back home.
Don't go in that moment when she was trying to go back home.
Listen here, man. I like when people like to reverse engineer.
I don't believe that.
I don't believe
I think Chloe was spent, and I think she needed a minute.
I don't think she was going to stay. I think what would have happened, she would have stayed, but she would have resented him for asking her to stay, and she going with it.
Right.
So, like, I guess I just got to take your word for it, but basically how you just... My thing is, the reason why I don't believe it is because from what we've seen at this point, Michael did everything in his power to make it easy for her. He even told her, you need to be more selfish. I'm here to accommodate you. He gave her breakfast. He gave her morning coffee and things like that. So he basically tried to you're the attention, and I'm just going to serve you throughout this process, right? Even in that, she was like, I need to go home. Yeah. So that's why I'm like, I don't know, Chloe, but hey, it is what it is. Let's keep going.
And also, I'm of the belief that... And I don't know how people feel about it. I'm of the belief of mean what you say and say what you mean. And I even though I know sometimes like we want people to fight for us and do this and do that, don't throw something out there that you couldn't commit to. You know, like when people say like, oh, I'm gonna threaten you with divorce, I'm gonna threaten you with that. I'm the type of person to be like, I mean, I can't change your mind. Do you? You know, like you have to be the one to want to sit here and fight for this relationship. And even though somebody can beg and ask for you to stay, if you put that on the table, that's your responsibility. That's yours now. That's yours. So Chloe, I think that you saying you want to leave, that's yours to own.
Yeah.
So she was not feeling Michael was invested in the marriage. She gave an example of how they were in the car going to the hotel. She asked him what is her new last name. Apparently he said, you don't need to know. I mean, you have no reason to change your last name.
That's crazy.
Then finding out his mom didn't know, which I want to pause on because when Dr. Pia brought it up, you were so offended because y'all were a united front that his mom didn't need to know. But it's an issue now. Well, she tried to look past it, but she says if you're fully committed, your family needs to know you're married.
Yeah, I don't understand why his mother didn't know. I don't understand it. Like, even when they said it, I was like, okay. Like, I have a very short leash for men. When it comes to men, be a man. And part of being a man is saying no. Part of being a man is making decisions that most people not going to like. Because at the end of the day, you're strong enough to take whatever backlash to go with it. So I'm like, if your mama don't like it, so what? Be a man. You get what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, stand on the truth. I'm married. You get what I'm saying?
It happened.
It's like the truth don't never have to be defended.
Yeah, but the thing is, I understood in the moment of him not wanting to tell his mom because this is a crazy process. He already told her once and the lady left him. So I could understand, but I see the other side where it's just like, you got married. You decided to commit to this person. So if this is a real serious thing for you, then yes, your family should know. If this is a trial situation that you can put back when you're done, then okay, don't ruffle your mama's feathers.
Let's keep going.
Michael said that he doesn't remember stating the last name thing like that. He remembers saying his last name, but she could hyphenate it or not really change her name if she didn't want to. I don't believe that.
Me neither.
He told his family, but he didn't tell his mom because of her reservations and concerns.
Who cares?
He thought she was fully supportive in the moment. He was like, I didn't know you were just giving me lip service. And she interrupted him to say, I wasn't just giving you lip service. I was really trying to fully support you. But looking back, it's like all these little chess pieces.
Yeah.
Is looking like it's like forming a picture.
She is reverse engineering it because she already got her answer.
Yeah.
And if he would have said yes,
she wouldn't even think about it.
this just would have been like, oh, okay, maybe I was just being nervous for no reason. But the fact that you said no, she kind of going back, reverse engineering, but like, oh, the signs was there.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
He says that if he knew that it would have bothered her that he didn't tell his mom, then he would have challenged it. Most likely, they would have talked about it. He's not saying he would have straight up told his mom, but it would have been a conversation.
Nobody want to talk about things no more, Michael. That's the thing you like to do. You like to give lip service. Just talk until you talk us into submission. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep going.
It wasn't until his no on decision day to where she thought maybe that's why he didn't tell his mom.
Let's keep going.
Michael his doubts started creeping in a little bit before the 1 month anniversary. Kevin asked what was the reason for saying no. Michael is getting his word salad together, kind of trying to pull it together with the tomatoes, the cucumbers, and onions. And Chloe says, before you get to doing what you do, it's been some time since decision day. We both had time to think and reflect. And honestly, at this point, you should know what was the reason. And you won't hurt my feelings. Just say what you feel.
Yeah.
Michael said that he didn't have a list that he could really pinpoint on Chloe. Kevin asked, did you just not want to be married? Why not just try it and go through with it? You were already married. Michael didn't feel that they had built enough of a foundation to say yes past decision day.
Well, wait a minute. What do you mean foundation? You're married at first sight.
That's the whole point.
That's the whole...
There is no foundation.
No. But continue.
Kevin says that he asked all these questions because it just seemed too perfect. Michael says that he should have been more transparent, that he was struggling to say yes after decision day and asked for help, probably from her or the experts. And he says that it's a problem that he's going to regret, and he regrets not giving it a try.
He's lying.
Chloe says she has no regrets because she doesn't want a second chance. She gave it her all. And with him saying no on decision day, that just lets her know their commitment levels were just in two different places.
Yeah.
Michael says that he's in a good space to be a better person and a better husband if that's what awaits him. Chloe has a renewed sense of self. Michael has been traveling and growing as a person or something, whatever.
Look,
salad.
I just
Whatever
I just want to get to this because we almost at an hour and we still got a lot to go. So I don't want to stay long on each of these scenes coming up. But I will say, they asked them, what are they up to now? Chloe, you haven't started that farm. You haven't started that taking care of the teenagers. Your dreams. I do not believe those are your dreams. Okay, I'm just going to say it flat out. I said it in previous episodes. I don't believe those are your dreams because you haven't started on any part of it.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? But let's keep going.
Next is the women's turn. They come out.
Women power.
Kevin notices that there is real anger here.
And that's the problem.
And Becca says it's coming from feeling like the women deserve better. Lauren says we're not giving our power away.
Lauren, I felt anger just rise up from.
I thought you were going to punch the camera.
Rise up from my knees. Lauren, you literally, your power, this power you talk about you're not giving away, Orion took it from you. You was powerless when he said I wanted divorce.
You were handing them out like tokens every time he came around.
So my whole thing is, what is this power you speaking of now? Don't try to reverse engineer and talk about you powerful now. I saw you crying. I saw you keep giving your power away. I saw you keep being basically just being, I don't want to say pathetic, but basically like letting this guy move you this much.
Yeah, just coming and wreck shop when I'm not trying to read Orion down, so I'm not even going to say everything. No. But I'm just saying, Lauren, he didn't even come in smooth like he was trying to woo you. No. Like there was nothing redeeming for you to have been this
strong and
or just whipped by this man. Like it was very confusing to watch.
So my whole point is, don't try to come on this show with y'all pink on, talk about how strong and things of that nature when I seen each of y'all cry for 23 weeks. Continue. Lauren don't want to give her power away. Continue.
Emily has a lot of sadness for herself and for Brennan.
She's lying.
I think she has a lot more anger than sadness.
Yes.
But whatever. Claire says, we weren't being truthful, and that's what hurt us. Now we get to speak our truth.
Oh, okay.
So with the cameras in front of your face this whole time, what was the issue? Why couldn't you open up your mouth and speak? I don't get it. Kevin asks, what was the root cause of the strategizing? Emily says that the men were immature. Men. And the women, they did not say no. Lauren said that they had overarching goals for the men and it wasn't marriage. The women agreed to go with the flow and it really was a disservice to themselves.
Okay.
Kevin asks about the lack of physical activity in the relationships. Becca thinks there was some conspiring happening possibly between the guys. We get a clip of Becca being like, let me see y'all's group chat. And silence. When she brought it up, the men denied it. Chloe had the mentality that you consummate the marriage, so she consummated her marriage.
Of course.
Becca says that these men were also running away from connection that even led to sex. Rejection without reason really messes you up. Emily was vulnerable after the accident, and she saw a different, more vulnerable side of Brennan, and she thinks that maybe he used this accident to try to come out looking good. Emily wants to focus on the Cameron and Brennan thing.
Why?
Apparently, she kicked him out because he was never in the process from the beginning.
Okay.
Kevin says that there are more topics. We'll get to everything once everyone is on stage.
Yeah, because after this scene, Emily was like, "That's it. Like, there's more to say. Like, Emily, we gonna get to your script." Throughout this scene with the women, what was your feelings watching the scene with the women on stage? Basically, talk about the men and how they didn't take accountability and how they was being controlled and things of that nature. What was your thoughts on that, Blair?
My thoughts were just that they make me sick.
Wow. as a woman yourself.
But I'm going to give them this little piece of bail.
How so?
Society and culture, the way that a lot of women are raised in America, is that the man is the leader of the family of the marriage. Okay. So I can see how many women, even in a married at first sight situation, to where you would get married to a man and being that you want to be in your proper role, if you believe in that type of stuff,
Yeah.
allow the man to navigate as he sees fit and trust that he's doing what's best for you all.
Okay.
But the issue with that is,
What's the issue?
you don't know this person to trust him. So to just agree to go along with a stranger is an issue. Even through the married at first sight process, they give you the time up until decision day because this is somewhat of a vetting process.
Yeah.
Yes, you're married, but you're still vetting this person to see if you want to spend the rest of your life with them.
Fact.
And I don't think that you should blindly follow anybody that you don't know. And that you don't believe that the decisions that they're making are in the best interest for both of y'all. So that's where I lay my hat.
My problem with this is the minute that you said take my power back or take our power back, I automatically don't believe any of y'all. What you could have said that could have got me on your side was, hey, this is our time for us to be truthful. This is our time for us to take accountability. Because Kevin even asked, "Are y'all gonna take accountability for anything?" Right? They said, "Oh yeah. We gonna take accountability." But Brennan and Cameron, right? It's like no. For one, the fact that you have other women speaking on other marriages. Emily, you're not in Cameron's marriage and things like that. I don't care how close Brennan may have been during the process. You're not in the marriage. So in order for you to know anything that's going on in that marriage, you have to get word from Claire. And vice versa. For y'all to know what's going on in each other's marriages, y'all have to hear it from each other.
Right.
So y'all all talk about a conspiracy, and I can believe like none of the men really have sex on there except for Michael. That's strange. But I will say there is something to this cast that all of y'all conspired for. I don't even understand the goal. The goal wasn't to be married. The goal for y'all just to come out looking good. But let's continue on because now we are Emily and Brennan because Emily wanted this.
Yes. Brennan says that ultimately we weren't a match. There were differences in our lifestyles.
Yeah, stop right there for a second. I just want to point out when they was walking to the stage, right? Emily was behind Brennan giving him the middle fingers.
Yeah.
This was walking to the stage. I want to connect that to when Brennan said, you know, Emily, you're not a nice person.
Yeah.
You're a little dark. Remember that episode where Blair was recovering, but I was here by myself, and I read the vows that Emily said was vanilla and things like that, basically giving insults that's not like, okay, why are you giving this? I'm starting to see the little dark side to Emily.
Yeah.
Because why are you giving him middle fingers? I thought throughout this whole time, you just came off the segment where you said, I'm sad for me and Brennan.
Yeah.
And Kevin said, it seemed like anger. And now you're behind the man back giving him middle fingers. I'm not trying to absolve him of any blame, but I see you, Emily.
Yeah.
You are seen, but continue, Blair. My fault.
Yep. He says there are differences in our lifestyles and what we wanted.
Yeah.
When he felt the experts didn't match him well, he stopped trusting the process. In turn, he stopped trying.
In week 1.
Emily said if she said anything negative, that's just pretty much what it was.
Okay.
He'd yell at her, or she was punished. So he would yell or he would leave, and if she did something right, he'd stay and go out to lunch with her.
Okay.
We see clips of the Dr. Pia meetings with Brennan and Emily. Kevin asked, why were you resistant to having an open and honest conversation?
Yeah.
Brennan was too concerned about how it would make Emily feel.
Lying.
Emily says she's a big girl. She told him the whole time she could handle whatever it is that he had to say. Brennan felt that they resolved the issues they were bringing up, and he wanted to focus on problems that actually needed to be addressed.
So you're there trying to control the therapy session, which you even said yourself down the line that you've never been in therapy before. So you're trying to control the conversation, a conversation that you've never been part of before?
Right.
Come on, Brennan, stop it, man.
He apologizes for the meetings with Dr. Pia because he misread the intent. Emily is trying to get him to see he was being controlling. He considers himself protecting himself.
Okay, Brennan.
Brennan didn't want to hurt Emily. Emily said she was manipulated. Brennan brings up the meeting with Pastor Cal and how she listed all of these great things about him. And the moment that changed was a malicious rumor that tore them apart about the double date comment.
Yeah.
We see a clip of Brennan admitting that he said it jokingly to Cameron, but Emily said that there was more than one rumor.
Rumors.
And that's where we end.
Your thoughts so far, Blair, or your thoughts overall?
My thoughts overall, pretty much, I was very annoyed with how Brennan treated Dr. Pia this season.
Yeah.
Because he's over here talking about he misread the intent. You're meeting with a doctor, a counselor.
Yeah. Who's trying to help you?
Who's trying to help you. What intention did you think she had?
to hurt?
like, you know, and my thing is, I think Brendan was such in a headspace that this was for TV that he really felt like everybody and anything he had in connection with was trying to make him look bad or trying to stir up drama for the show to the point where he came out looking awful on his own accord. Moving on, Emily. I'm tired of Emily saying she was manipulated because she was going along to get along with Brennan. Even to the point where, remember when they had that dinner and Brennan was like, did I want to stay or did you convince me to stay? And to me, it sounds like Emily knew he wasn't interested, but she wanted to have the full show experience. So I think it's a little bit on both sides, as you say, of people having alternative motives other than just being married.
Yeah. Listen here, if y'all made it to this part of the episode, we love y'all.
Yeah, we had a lot to say.
We are hour in. Here's my theory, and it sucks that y'all get the ones that's left get to hear the theory. All right, this is my theory. The women say the men were controlling this season, right? I think what they are doing is they are basically uniting with Emily. I think what it is that Emily cheated, and we gonna find out next part when she cheated. Right? If she cheated. Well, we know she kissed the guy, but we need to know when. I think what happened is we all can say Brennan was controlling. I think that word controlling all comes from basically we're going to make Brennan look as bad as possible so when it comes out with your transgression, you won't look that bad. I think it's all a plot to make Emily kissing and cheating on Brennan because Brennan could be controlling, Brennan could be manipulating, but he didn't cheat. You get what I'm saying? I think once it comes out when Emily cheated, they're using this whole controlling thing to basically point it at Brennan. And by association with Brennan, everybody's guilty.
I mean, I don't know. I think Brennan showed enough of how he's controlling stuff too.
So I know he's controlling. But I'm saying for them to say all of them was controlling, that's them uniting together saying, you know what, the guys was controlling. Okay. But really, it's about Brennan. Okay. I'm not saying that it's like this is to absolve Brennan. I think they using Brennan's traits to basically say, oh yeah, the guys was controlling, but we seen Brennan was controlling. Yeah. And basically they trying to justify Brennan controlling. That's why she went out and did what she did. No, two wrongs don't make it right in my eyes. Okay. But that's just my theory. That's my theory. Anything else?
That's it.
Make sure y'all subscribe, like, share, comment, share your theories on what y'all think the women empowerment, the women power, pink power, whatever they thought they was doing. Did they achieve it? Do you believe them? Are you with them? Are you against them? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Y'all be good.
Bye.